Hold the button. Hold the button if you turn it on.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to get going here. We're going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everybody. Just a couple things I want to remind everybody about. We still have some, we're going to have the 50-50 raffle going, and we still have some annexation calendars left. Mark down to $20. Everybody wants it, they're still over there. Our North Genesee Councilman Joe Beecher is on vacation, so we'll start off with County Legislator Anthony Leon.
I passed out a newsletter. I'm trying to get a newsletter together every month, or at least every other month, and mail it to everybody. I'm trying to figure out how extensive the mailing is going to be because it's all.
No, it's too expensive.
Can you hear me? No, you hear me. Okay, that's a little better, right? But I just try to keep you updated as what's going on in the county. So the newsletter has a number of different things that's going on. One thing that I did want to talk about just briefly, the county is proposing a local law to prohibit the sale of kratom, Kratom. I had to get familiar with this myself. Apparently, kratom is a derivative of a leaf made in Southeast Asia, and they're selling it at the bodegas that are around town. Now, at our July meeting, we had about 17 people talk about this, in favor of it and against it. I guess the most dangerous part of this particular, I'm not sure if it's actually considered a drug, but is there are companies making a synthetic kratom. That's Kratom. So I've been trying to educate myself. I'm not really an expert on drugs, but and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this stuff. Have you? It's like I said, some of these bodegas that are around town are selling it, and it comes in like a powder form. And there are people that spoke at the meeting and were in favor of banning it. There was one lady that said her son, her 28-year-old son, died of use of this kratom. And there were people that zoomed in from Maryland and Georgia that were in favor of not banning it because apparently it helps them with anxiety or whatever.
It's a selling point, but it's very habitual.
Have you heard of it?
Habit form.
Yeah. I mean, I never heard of it before our July meeting. And I just wanted to mention, just in case anybody was aware of it, at our August meeting, it's going to be voted on, and they want to ban regular kratom and especially the synthetic kratom, which is much more dangerous and much more a habit formula, I guess. I just wanted to mention that in case anybody was aware of this stuff. While I have DOT here, somebody just asked me about the bike trail on the canal. Does anybody know why it might be closed right now? There's work being done on it right now. Is it between, North Genesee and, Ontario? Or the other way? Oh. Yeah. North Rome. Okay. That's the answer, Shirley. Okay. Is there any questions that anybody's got for me on anything county related and or city related? Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, hi, my name is John Meliani. I live on Spread Place. We have a sign out there that says 30 miles an hour on Riverside Drive. Everybody does 40 to 60. I wave to them when they go by. I go like this, try to slow them down a little bit. That's one issue.
Okay.
Riverside Drive is a great street for walking. You got a lot of walkers. And that's where all the litter bugs are, on Riverside Drive.
Right.
So I'm thinking, it seems like we need some signage. Or else get that yellow light that they had at one time on Riverside to slow everybody down.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed to work for a while, you know what I mean? And the trash,
you have two
trash,
issues.
you know, they could put a sign up, littering, $50 fine or stuff. You know, I got one more issue.
Go ahead.
Are you aware of these wire covers that Niagara Mohawk puts, or National Grid puts all the way down Riverside Drive here? They keep falling off.
Yeah. You see them on that side of the road all over.
You got about 3 or 4 of them right out in front of your building.
Really? Wire covers that are they on the power lines or
There's one right
the
across
phone
from the
lines?
sign.
There might be the phone line, but I don't know. It's not National Grid.
And that was, they keep
That
falling
Spectrum?
on the people's lawn.
No, I think
Or Verizon. One of the communications. You know, making deputy city engineer. I'm making notes as we're talking.
Oh.
Look at DPW.
Thank you, Nick.
You got 3 or 4 of them right out in front of your building here.
Well, we'll look into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're absolutely.
Yep.
I know this has been a thing, the speeding, Beatrice and I, we've talked about putting the speed signs up like we have in various areas. Just funding is where we're trying to stay.
Yeah.
And the process of the company that we had before, they're not selling those speed signs anymore. So now we're
Okay. Well, while I got you here, Nick, another thing was brought up to me before the meeting was at 411 Utica Road, apparently somebody is repairing cars there out of their garage and possibly painting cars. And that's
be a code.
that'd be a code thing.
So 411.
411 Utica Road. Maybe somebody can just ride by there and see what's going on. There's apparently a lot of cars parked there, and they've been doing some painting. So, yes,
I just want to know what's really going on over here on the corner with the big building. Is it just storage?
That's
Warehouse.
that's that coffee.
no, that's not going to be coffee.
One of the big buildings.
That's too infamous of storage.
There's
Just storage.
the Muslim round, you know.
Yeah, that's our neighbor, previous council person, owns.
Yeah.
She owns the building, and her husband's having that done as a storage place for this business.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no car wash at all. We lost that.
No.
Thank you.
So what's that other building that's going up?
The bagel shop. There's
Yeah.
a bagel shop going up next.
Oh,
Well, it's not next door. I
It's
thought
across from the
across from top of the morning cafe there.
What's the other building that's going on?
that's the
That's
big
what
one.
it
That's what we're talking about.
Just talking, yeah. that's what I wanted
Next
to
to
know.
depending on how long you've lived in North Utica, the old food land.
Yeah.
No, but I know people that live here a lot.
What's that building that's going on? Not the bagel place.
Next to the old food land. that what you're talking about?
That big
Yeah, I
building.
don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
no,
still be
it's a storage, it's gonna be a storage facility for the owner of the building.
pretty good size building.
On Taylor Ave, that could be his location.
Okay,
Better location.
okay.
Everything he does.
Because that building's owned by Muslim.
Sam.
Yeah. Okay, is there anything else? Thank you very much. Most of you know who I am. I'm Tony Leone. I left my brochures out there, the flyers. I live at 501 Mary Elaine Drive, which is a short street in North Utica. No, there's 4 houses. And
Where is that located?
it's off of Deerfield Drive East.
All of Deerfield.
Yeah. And it's only 4 houses on it, so you're welcome to stop by anytime you see me there and call.
You're actually in North Utica or in Deerfield?
I'm in North Utica.
North Utica.
Yeah, because I represent everybody from Buchanan Road east to the city line. They took away section 61 from me, and then I represent a lot of the what I call Deep East Utica, Culver, Bleecker, all that area around Proctor Park, and it's a crazy district, but it zigzags from Culver Ave all the way down to Broad Street. Yeah, but yes, Ron.
Only one thing. Next meeting they have for N.U.N.A County, I want you to bring something up for the people. I just found out tonight that DEC is going to investigate all the creeks along Cosby Manor that are dumping water into North Utica. And it's been going on for years, as you know, living where you live. Streets getting flooded, people's cellars getting flooded, creeks overflowing. Yeah, you know, every time you turn around, all you hear about is Sequoia Creek and all the work that's going on, dredging and the plains and everything. Very seldom ever hear anything about the 13 or 14 creeks that come flying into North Utica from the north side.
I'm trying to work out something with Deerfield right now. Apparently, something started last year, but they didn't get approval from the landowner that owns that land where a lot of those creeks come down. And so I'm trying to get something resurrected on that right now.
Did we get the name of the landowner? So
Don't do it, John.
I'll find out if I can find out. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I got one more.
Sure.
I just have to think about it. National Grid again. National Grid, Verizon, and N.U.N.A Speed. They've been down quite a few streets off Riverside Drive. In fact, I put a complaint in because they had about 16 holes from their stabilizers. They never put anything under the stabilizer.
Stabilizers for what?
Put the wires up. They had to go up with the bucket.
Oh, with the bucket, the stabilizers in the bucket truck.
So the stabilizers, spread place must have had about 14 holes in it. In fact, I called Button Shine up. She took care of it right away. I think within a couple of days they were there patching them.
Okay.
And then I started looking. I take a walk. I go down, maybe down the side 3, 4, 5 streets. I look down all the streets and they all got indentations
From the
because
stabilizer.
they're not using anything to put under the stabilizer.
Any
So the
plates?
weight is
Right.
putting holes in everybody's street.
Okay.
I'm thinking they should know better.
Should.
I told Upshine they should be paying for this instead of making the city pay for fixing a blacktop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That day for
I'll
national.
address it. They pulled.
Yeah. Is it National Grid or is it Verizon or
It's
all,
Free.
all three?
all 3 of them.
Okay.
They're usually we're working in unison, Verizon and National Grid, because they're changing all the lines. You know what I mean? Changing the poles, so they got to change the lines. But going that speed, they're just as customers order
Right.
internet.
Yeah. Well, N.U.N.A Speed is available, I think, in most of North
So anyway, they all got the same thing. They put the stabilizer down, but they don't put nothing underneath it.
no plates underneath it.
Right.
To distribute the weight.
Absorb
Right.
the weight.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
I made note of that. I'll make
Okay.
sure my engineers start inspecting these.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if Button Shine got a hold of NIMO or not, but she just had it fixed. You know what I mean? She called the city, had them.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I have a question. Cold guy, city guy there. Does cold cover around North Genesee?
Every code officer has a certain district. I don't know who decides what districts, but yeah.
I noticed, some of these people that live in our neighborhood, they have their businesses on their homes, and their vehicles are parked there. When they come home at the end of the day, they have all their vehicles parked there. Last winter, it was terrible. One particular one on Mapleville, it's a roofing company, and they just had 5 or 6 vehicles parked there, all in one. Is that okay to do?
But that's a code's question. I know that they will ticket like vehicles that are not registered, insured.
Well, they move them.
Yeah,
They move them.
could be a nuisance, abatement type of conversation. That might,
I was just curious on that.
yeah, I'm not positive what their ordinance is.
Yeah.
Around that. I know if it's licensed or insured, then they can ticket for like abandoned vehicles and such. If they're using the car every day, I don't know.
Was there one more, or anybody else have something?
What was that street name? What was that street?
Deerfield Drive East and Coventry is one. And the other one is on the corner of Mapledale and Thunder. It's actually 2 of them now.
Okay, thank you very much. Anytime you need question, city or county, welcome to get a hold of me. Thank you.
Have a good day. Meeting adjourned, the Yankees are on.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, with the bridge replacement going on starting this year on North Genesee Street, I thought it'd be a good time to get the state engineers in here, and so I'll bring up Heather Tehan, your engineers, and also we invited Nick Bridenbecker to discuss some the N.U.N.A and whatever else he's going to be able to discuss.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening. My name is Heather Tehan, and I'm with the Department of Transportation. I'm not an engineer. I'm the public information officer, but I wanted to introduce 2 of my engineers here today. So Michael Pimpinella is the regional construction engineer, and Bob Stanhope is the engineer in charge of the Genesee Street Bridge Replacement Project. And so they're here tonight to answer anything that's very heavily engineered that I cannot answer for you. But I just wanted to kind of give an overview of what's going to happen because our project is going to be starting here within the next few weeks. And you may have already seen some preliminary work going on that's not part of the actual construction. It's more utilities and tree removal and things like that. So does everyone know that we are going to be replacing the 2 bridges that carry North Genesee Street over the Mohawk River? Fantastic. Okay. So does anyone have any questions?
How long the entire project take?
So it's expected to be complete in December of 2028. It's going to take a while. So we're not detouring any traffic purpose. It's a staged construction project. So there will be traffic driving through the construction project. We have stage 1 and stage 2. So while we're working on one side of the bridge, traffic will be maintained in 2 northbound lanes and 1 southbound lane. And then we're going to swap that over to the other side. There'll be 1 north and 1 southbound lane for stage 2. So you will be able to get through. There will be delays because it'll be less traffic being able to go through the construction project. We're not detouring anyone with an actual detour. You're welcome to take any other route you like to get around it if you don't want to be in the delay. And there may be other lane closures and things that happen before we're in stage 1, which we really don't expect to be in right off the bat. That's going to be a few months before we're there. So as we're starting to get ready for other things, there's going to be lane closures and different things happening during the days. And so expect the unexpected for a little while on North Genesee Street. There's going to be a lot of other things addressed along with the bridge replacement. So there's going to be some driveways, things that we're going to take care of. There's going to be a new city street going into where the well now and the Aspen Dental portion is, because we can't have a private driveway that close to the I-90 ramps. So while we're doing the project, we have to take care of that as well. And so there's a lot of other things. The project goes really from Borders Ave to Real Creek. So it's not just the bridges. And we just want to thank everyone in advance for their patience while we go through this project, because it's going to be beautiful when it's done. We fully understand that this is the gateway to Utica. We want to make sure that it's a beautiful project.
Question is there anything going to be done about the number of curb cuts that are on North Genesee Street for all the businesses? Are they going to simplify that, or are they just going to leave all of them like that? Because that's part of the confusion in North Genesee.
Mainly the subway building.
Yes.
Way too many curb cuts.
Yeah, so they will be addressed. We have specific entrances that are going to be eliminated. So some of these businesses would have a right in and a right out, or we're going to have one. It's going to be a reconfiguration of a lot of the different curb cuts. We're also going to get rid of the median in front of KFC, if that'd be the right location. And so the fire trucks can get over to the hotel easier. And there's some other things that you're going to see being addressed there.
Yeah, part of that was the motorists have forgotten about knowing how to yield.
Yield is a tough one, isn't it?
They come out of the driveway and sit there. Usually, this is the main thoroughfare. Since you mentioned Real Creek, the north side arterial coming into Deerfield Corner, over Real Creek, you guys always pave there just like a normal road, and right after you pave, potholes start forming, and they go deeper and deeper and deeper. It really makes it dangerous because these people are coming towards an intersection.
That's city.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
These 2 bridges right here.
Well, I just thought it would be a better way to do that would be to have a import slab or something over Real Creek so it doesn't stink like that.
Yeah. After it's my turn, I'll speak up.
Okay.
Yep.
Who else had a question? Yeah.
Are we going to have some sort of visual so people can see what
Sure. So I did bring my laptop so I could show you some different things on there, but I just didn't have a way to do like a presentation. Yes. Yeah. So I can give you that link address as well. It's North Gen Bridges, but I'll write it out for you so that you have it.
And I'll forward to everybody.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'll have that for one. And it has all our documentation for the meetings that were held, the hearing that was about a year ago, I think it was July 2020 project, and right here. And everything's on there that for the design of the project. Now it's heading into the construction phase, so there won't be any more updates website per se because everything's not going to be happy. But you'll be able to see what's going to be done. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Any other questions? Yes.
Is it a total bridge replacement? Steel underneath?
It is.
And they work on the Mohawk River Bridge and the Barstow Bridge.
That's an excellent question. Yes.
Because I mean, trying to change all the steel, everything, but it's up to you guys.
You're gonna come by us, come talk.
But it is, we're staging the construction for a few different reasons. One of the reasons is because we couldn't detour this. We can't detour the traffic. People need to get off the thruway and get to the hotels and get to the Nexus Center. I mean, it just be ridiculous. So the stage construction does take longer because we can only do one side of the thing, but it's less painful for the community. Yes, just think it could be a big detour, but instead you're driving through it. But like I said, it's the free will of the driver. Wherever you think you need to go to get around it, if you need to get around it, that's fine. We do actually have a detour planned in case of emergency. So if there's an incident, we do have to shut it down. Say there's a crash or something, we have to shut the street down. We do have a detour plan in place. You will see signs going up for emergency detour G, green signs. And so when we activate that, we'll be using the digital VMS boards that are out to say to follow that detour. Now, I can't get into, it involves a lot of different routes, depending on where you're coming from. It could be 5S, 8, 12, could be any of those. But you're basically going to detour around 12 or go this way around Genesee Street. But you'll see the signs going up for what it is so that we can activate it quickly whenever we need to do that.
Bridges being
The bridges are deteriorating. They're not in any danger, but they were built in 1965. And so they're coming to the end of their serviceable life. And so a bridge normally lasts about 70 years or so. That's what we try to build them for. But we replace bridges before they crumble, right? So we don't want people to be on the edge of things. So we inspect our bridges every year to 2 years, depending on the state of the bridge. And so the bridge inspection for the Mohawk came back slightly under. And so bridge over the canal is still at 5, a rating. But the bridge Mohawk is 4 point something. And so, that's where we're at. It's time to replace them. And when we do a project this large, there's funding involved, planning involved. Design's been working on this for 3 or more years, just in the design portion before it was planned and funded. So this project also received a RAISE grant award for some of the funding on it. So that keeps us into doing some other things like the multi-use path. So now there'll be 10-foot paths on each side connecting North Utica to downtown. So there'll be more paths, more wider paths to be walking and cycling and other things down to the city.
How far down with the bike paths? Will it be going from railroad tracks all the way down to Four Corners over here? Or?
They're going to be going from the top of the project all the way down to Wurz Ave.
More connectivity because
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our project, Real Creek. Oh, so okay, yeah. Just before.
well now, Eric.
Yeah, that's pretty much the shut off. Yeah, that's part of Real Creek. It's not changing technically so much with this. We are making some enhancements, and that the intersection of coming in there is going to change, and there's going to be another right turn lane, I think, added coming from the I-790 south. more control of that intersection. More traffic control.
You said that there's going to be a center turning lane.
Yeah, so there will be a left turn lane to the name of the road just escaped me. That's as you head into the red roof. What is that?
Willie's Bagels is gonna go all the way median. Each one of Wendy's, you can't get in the middle, or you're gonna get cream from both ends.
Yep.
We're gonna extend that all the way up over the bridges, so the bridges will be wider. There'll be some medians on the bridges, but when you get off the bridges, you can get over into that dual turn lane to be able to make your
Going on for winter time.
So that's an excellent question. Yes, we will be doing work during the winter. I'm not sure which stage of construction we'll be in at that point. We won't know that for a while.
probably both.
Yeah, it probably will be both. So the contract has yet to be actually awarded to the contractor. We got our bids. Bid opening was June 25th. So the award process takes about 6 weeks. And so it hasn't been fully awarded, and we haven't had a meeting with the contractor to get a schedule and all that stuff and see how they're going to proceed. But basically, whether it's stage 1 or 2, it's built that it would be able, we'd still be able to do snow removal. We'll still be able to maintain traffic in at least one lane north and south. Any other questions about that? Yes.
Motel.
That's right. We acquired that hotel. That is part of the construction project, so that will happen upon award and whenever they have it in their schedule to demolish that.
One further thought on the hotel right next to it, widening the
No, not this project. So where the motel currently is that we acquired is basically where the city street is going to be. Because they're not gonna have a street access in the front, no driveways in the access. Great.
So, to the other side of well now. This side of it, between it and well now. Oh.
It's gonna come in, I can show you on my laptop, it's gonna come in and come down to like the cul-de-sac. Anything else? Any other questions about any other project? So the rest in, we had to acquire that property. Oh, and Bo wanted me to address the roundabout.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people now are calling it the roundabout project. It is actually a bridge replacement happening in Whitestown for flood mitigation. We're replacing 2 bridges, one on Route 69 and one on Main Street. Main Street Bridge is the one everyone watches on the camera to see how high the water gets under it. Yeah, over the Sequoia Creek. So we're replacing those 2 this year. That project isn't going to be let until 27. But there is a roundabout involved in that project. And I brought the map to show where it's going to be because there is a lot of confusion because there were some signs put up against it, but they were put in so many different intersections. And I had the media calling me and saying, how many roundabouts are you guys putting in here? There's like 8 intersections that say no roundabout here. So no, it's just one. And it is going to be the interchange for 69 and Commercial Drive and 5A. And it is going to be slightly different. So I did bring the map from the design report so everyone can take a look at it and get a better idea of where this is going to be. The great thing about this roundabout is it does have some bypass lanes. If you're going straight west to east on Commercial Drive, you're not going to be in the roundabout. You're going to go just under it. If you're going from Riscony to 69 to the school, you're going to skirt around the outside of it. And if you're coming from the school down to Commercial Drive, you're not going to get in it. You're going to go around it. If you're making a turn in there, you're going to be in the roundabout. And we're also going to add multi-use paths on that too to connect more pedestrians and cyclists so they're not walking down the median of the road like they are right now. So more connectivity and safety involved in that. That is still in design, so that's going to also be in 2020, probably the follow-up. So if anyone's interested, I have the map. You're welcome to come up and take a look, and I can show anything else at the end of the meeting with my laptop to get you better oriented into where these areas are we're talking about. Yes, absolutely. The link to everything. That project too has all the documentation on their website. So, yeah. So it's all out there. It's all public information, and we want everyone to see what we're doing because everything we do is out in the public anyway. You know, everybody sees it. So, anything else? We're not doing the work. I'm just aware of the work. Okay. I know.
I think they're kind of pointless.
Yeah. We do a lot on our social media campaigns and things like that, but you have to, got to follow the DOT to see those things. Generally, people that follow the Department of Transportation are safe drivers. So I don't think it's reaching the right people. but but we've all encountered it. I was saying that night someone stopped them around about to let me in over. You keep going. Yeah. Once you're in it, you have the right of way. So yeah. But in that instance, with that bridge replacement, right now, if you want to go, you take that flyover bridge to go to Commercial Drive, to stay on Commercial Drive, basically. That bridge is going to be removed. And the bridge that's there now that flies over is going to be about as high as the flyover bridge because we're making the bridge wider, taller, we're benching out that creek to mitigate some flooding over there. So we had to get rid of that as the interchange. Sure. Oh, I love rivers.
It's not here. Yeah, that's been going on, so it's gonna be pretty soon, that whole street, road or whatever, is gonna be closed.
I had
Firehouse.
I would imagine that's going to be a county project, so I can check on that. See. Check. For town project.
Is it going to be this season, or is it? If they just? Yeah, that's the other thing. Something we publicize like this project, North Genesee Street, 24 and 25. The Sequoia Creek project with the bridge replacements. We had our huge public meeting and our public hearings in 25, and then people came and all of a sudden said, "You're putting it on." You didn't tell the public. It's like we had multiple meetings, sent mailers, so we try to get the word out there, and KTV is great about now anything I send them for meetings and things like that. So it's always good. And Rome sent daily favors too. Yeah. That's a great idea. We have a lot of people up in Albany trying to work on getting more work zone questions on driver's tests because we find that a lot of questions about how to navigate work zone for new drivers, and they should slow down and move over. Is there anywhere you're supposed to move over if there's a car pulled over? That's right. It's not that difficult, but yeah, happens every day. All right, well, if there's no more questions for me, I'll hand it over to Nick. We good?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Heather. And now we have City Engineer Nick Bridenbecker.
All right, hello, everybody. I'm Nick Bridenbecker. So I guess we'll start with the bridge. Last year, we got a flag on it. The railings were falling off. So we did a little bit of temporary bolting, and this year we're docketed to do foundation work and repin the railings back to the bridge. That's the work that is scheduled to happen. As far as the pothole, they keep sinking every time we put some coal patch in it or something of that nature. Well, what we have there is everybody starts braking right about on that bridge. So that's why you got a lot of pressure from your tires. So that's why you're getting impression. The patch that we've been using it's got a little bit more elasticity in it than we need, we want. So the hole will be addressed. The potholes that are on these bridges will be addressed. We're going to mill up the bridge, fix the concrete foundation underneath. That's the basic portion of the conversation of these bridges. Not much past that, though. We're just going to make them safe, passable. The structure is still good underneath. All the steel is still good. It's just the foundation of the concrete that we need to patch. And then we'll repin the railings. This will be back to like it's supposed to be, but hopefully the next 20 years. Or 70 years, I hear we build. But we're not replacing the bridge, so it's going to give it 20 years, right? Let's see. There was conversation about, Ron, you brought up some of these other creeks. I did sit in a study about 6 months ago with Ramble, who's a consultant that we use to do our studies for us of our tributaries. And they've been monitoring all the work that they did years ago. And we are monitoring over on the, what is this, 840 or? No,
We gotta go to the fourth.
to get this 12 right here. What's the other one? 790, I'm sorry. So they have been monitoring that. Right now, we don't need any dredging. It's not holding water. Water's flowing as expected. So you may not hear anything, but there has been studies. They are paying attention, continuing to watch as in the past. Some of the flooding on Deerfield Drive East. I did work with Mr. Sacco at one point, and we did walk this land that is owned by the lady in Connecticut or somewhere. That's a big problem. That water just comes off of her hill and floods out. So there was conversation. I gave them a right of way to come into our side and move a drain pipe so we could push some of that water away back over the land. We walked that creek from one end to the other, hoping to get the water to it. That was one of the efforts side to help mediate some of the flooding on Deerfield Drive East. We are doing a lot of work on Deland Ave right now because that creek is eroding away a lot of the land close to those houses. So last year we were in there dredging, cutting down trees, trying to put as much support back in as we can, riprap or whatever, to address the water flow. I have another lady on Herkimer Road that it's starting to leach into her area. So we are actively chasing the water as it comes to us. We don't know unless you guys say something, unless the community comes to us. We can walk them. We can pay attention when we have flooding, but if you see something, say something. Because that is how I can get my engineers rate on it as immediate as possible. See, there's been paving going around. I know not maybe as much as Joe Beatrice wants me to pave. We're doing everything we can with what we're allotted. You know, I have other areas of the city that I also have to address. I'd love to stay in playing. That's not how it goes. So you'll see, like on Wilbur and Booth, where we did do some work last year. Now we picked up and did another block's worth this year. So every year we're trying to get a little bit more and spread it amongst both sides. This side of North Utica, that side of North Utica, and East Utica, which is part of the same district.
Part of the Booth Street between Crosby and Tehan.
Thank you.
That area of the road was horrendous.
There's another one I drove with Joe and we didn't capture. Forget. It was on, I think that was on Wilbur, just before this, just after the school. I know it was a Booth. We missed that one, but we captured the other one. I mean, this is it's a 50-50, right? Pick one or the other. So next year we'll be back in the area is the point of the conversation. You're not forgotten, just spreading it as thin as we can across everybody's.
What is it, it was just in the paper, the city hired a company to go around checking all the streets again?
So, in 24, we hired Michelin robotics group. They did a road assessment across the whole city. There was, it was good. It was a lot of good information. We found that in the spring, all of the data that we had was useless, for a better word, because the snow and the plow, the winter, just changed the lay of the land. So last year we drove it ourselves, and we just made our own list, right? This year we hired this other company called Civil. Same type of assessment, except they're using LiDAR, which is the next Michelin company. They were only using a cell phone off of pictures. So, this is going to be a little more in depth. They can also capture missing street signs, missing sign lights, missing, the LiDAR will capture sinkholes, catch basins that are starting to fall in. So we're hoping that this new group will give us more data to have. And because we know now that last year's information is not this year's reality, with this company, they will let us go and drive every season. So where the Michelin was once every 2 years, much like when we would hire the county to do our road assessments, right? And we need to be a little more nimble. We realize that through these last winters that my data was old. This paving list that I have right now, I physically drove it. We took all of the number 5s from the Michelin, and those were supposed to be the roads that were the worst. So I drove all of the 5s and many other streets. And in the end, it almost was like I was getting to a rating of 7 and 8. Politary Ave and East Utica is a perfect example, or Weston. Perfect examples. Untouched, they showed as good on the Michelin software. In reality, they were worse than some of the 5s that Michelin's called a 5.
How about Broad Street?
Broad Street is
I
I have so many feelings for everybody because we are actively in the middle of trying to do the work, right? CNS is the contractor that we're using, consultant that we're using to help redo the designs. We went and did outreach again. We've had meetings with the state and all of that. But still in design phase, but we're trying to make magic happen in 27. That's the goal. It's probably going to end up being 28 to be truthful, right? But we have to take our time too. We can't rush through that. That section of Broad Street gets a lot of different type of.
You have to go like this.
Well, yeah, for sure.
A lot of truck traffic.
You get a lot of truck traffic. There's businesses that are
The
there.
cement trucks?
They use them a certain way. They back in across the whole lane. So we worked with the state and come up with some better ideas. They that out so it can be used for the businesses, used for the public, residents that are moving in down there, and all the through traffic that comes through from Lidas anyway. Yep.
I recently went to the public library, and as I was going around Steuben Circle at the top of Charlotte, there's a huge depression there. It's not a pothole, it's a sinkhole.
Sinkhole.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna lose the front wheel of my car. It's not just a minor little thing. But I understand what you're saying about the water.
I mean, this year while we're out there paving, I have the engineers paying attention to what they see. Right? We may not be there to fix that necessarily, but put it on the schedule. Put it into an Excel sheet so that next year when we're building that plan, we've already captured, we know it's coming. If it's something we can fix, we contact the DPW. If they can't redo it, we run it under our repairs list. I keep the repairs list very nimble for that reason. I have planned, this year was 1.5 million is what I invested in repairs alone. I'm holding right now, once we finalize all of our numbers, about $300,000. And the reason is because there's things that I don't know that are up there. This being
that one is just, that seems like the road is deteriorating. It isn't just the surface. That's why I mentioned it. I understand about the pothole and the limited one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a problem everywhere, right? We're not the only, our infrastructure is very old.
Well, I forgot it and I hit it a second time. I said, you gotta be a real dummy to hit it.
You admitted it, that's even worse.
Yeah, I'm making
I'm honest. I forgot it was there.
let's see what else did I touch on? Paving, creeks.
Out of curiosity, what, was the price tag on the useless information from officially?
We got them down to 18.7, I think, 18,000, which sounds like a bigger number, but it's really not in comparison to what people wanted to charge. Even a civil company would talk them
Pretty
down.
much underneath the city.
Well, it gave me a great platform in the beginning. Completely disagree, but it did give me a good platform in the very beginning of it all. A wide assessment of roads that hadn't been done since 2022. And when I walked in, most of the conversation amongst the communities and everybody was political paving. You're just paving the roads of your buddies. Well, now I'm going to find this company that's objectively not my buddy, or not me personally, but the cities. And we're going to put a flat out assessment across the whole city, right? So that gave me a good baseline of where to start looking, where to start digging. Yeah, year two, I realized the data wasn't going to uphold as much as I was hoping it would, which makes sense. But we're just trying to pivot and make something a little bit better. So that's where we went. Now we're using civil, and the only reason I'm staying in this assessment world is because they're going to capture more things that we're not capturing. The LiDAR is huge for me. The LiDAR will tell you the crown of the road and show you points of elevations much better than it's a yearly expense.
Which is what?
Right now we spent $30,000. That's the initial setup, and then they're going to give us the equipment so that we can run the roads ourselves every season. So it'll be after that. It'll be like 15 grand. Right. There's initial setup. There's initial data. We had to give them all of our center lines, all of our information of the city. They had to build all that, input it. Now they're going to drive. After that initial setup fee, then we're just on the minimum basis, and we can do the updates as we have. This gentleman had.
Yeah. So I live over on Locust. and they did a lot of the work behind over by BJ's, all new drainage and everything.
Yep.
But there's still a real big issue with them not cleaning up the garbage back.
On their end.
Yeah, on their end, and I don't know who needs to speak to them.
So that actually is in my. We are now an MS4 community, MS4 city. It's managing your stormwater, sewer, sanitary. Every year, this came down by the EPA, being enforced by the DEC. And it's all of the towns and villages in the area are on a learning curve right now, including the city. We are a little more advanced because we have GIS, we have engineers that focus just on storms.
Right.
But yeah, that's something I have to
Yeah, because
address
there's
with
one
them.
basin that they put in there, all the rock is right by where the fair center is.
Yep.
And my neighbor is the one that keeps going out and picking up all the garbage, and I said, well, we need to have somebody contact BJ's, whoever their maintenance crew is, because they're throwing all kinds of stuff down in there. They're throwing grass from mowing back in there, and that's what started all that. Yeah.
So this is something new this year specifically.
No.
The EPA pushed down that now before it was just whatever the city owned, we had to watch and manage, come up with a storm management plan, make sure that oils and stone, debris don't end up in the storm catch basins, which because that goes to the river. Now this year, I have to start getting stormwater management plans from private industries, private businesses as well. So gas stations, all the high demands. It's an evolving thing. Every year it's something new that we have to start trying to capture. And we're working forward. So I appreciate the input.
I don't know if this pertains to the city, what DOTs here might pertain to them. But on Leland Ave, where 790 exits out on the grass is so tall there. I mean, there's been people that over the years come off 790, went right straight through, smashed into guardrails. The state is always fixing them. But every time I come to that light, be it green or red, I stop. But if it's green, I almost come to a stop and go on slowly through it because you never know if the next couple is going to come flying up and go right straight across the road. Yeah. But I don't know if that's city property or state property, but somebody should mow that down so people can see when the cars are coming up, stop at the stoplight, safe.
I think that there's I'm not positive either of the jurisdictions there, but that I believe maybe a state, but we own the land like behind the thruway, or that used to be like Howard Johnson or something. Right? So that is city, but I think where you're speaking about, I think that's not city. But I'm here, so I will take a minute. KPW. Yep.
Because as you're on the ramp,
Yeah, right. But then if you turn right, it becomes us. Left, it's very, the lines are blurred. Yep.
and then you turn left, going towards Genesee Street. You know, I keep bottoming out with something there.
Yep. Those
and
are
you're
the
traveling just that little short distance. I swear I'm going to ruin the tires or something like that.
And those are the bridges. Yep, in the right lane, right? Yep. Those are the bridges that I spoke about earlier. We're gonna take the top layer, fix the concrete underneath, and put it at the main back.
Just
Oh, right here on this very,
right here before you get to Genesee Street. Yep.
okay,
Left. And just there. Turn right on Genesee Street.
That's the bridge.
right, that's the bridge. Those are bridges. You don't even really know it. Yeah, those are the bridges that we're speaking
Seemed like a bridge, like it's off.
of. It doesn't, it really doesn't. If you, when you bottom out, if you look to the left or right, you'll see water. Trust me. I too didn't even realize that that was a bridge. I didn't believe it. Am I missing it then?
Yeah.
Before you take a right on the Genesee, 3 lights are.
Yeah, that's it.
Right before that, it's, sit, and then there's still over.
That's the bridge. That's the bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about before.
That's the bridge. That's definitely a bridge. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't feel like a bridge, but the real extra joints definitely is a bridge. And that's what I was saying, that the Durapacks that we were using, old bridge, had too much elasticity in it, and everybody is starting to hit their brakes, and that's which is why seeing it push, seeing it push.
You got somebody that you hire now to reevaluate all this. Is data from that can be used for next year's meeting?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking with the mayor about this, we're still going to drive it, no matter what the data tells us. I like driving at night. I don't mind building the list of some type of baseline. But I drive at night. Usually go out about 11 o'clock, drive through the whole night. 'Cause I can get out, I can walk around. There's no cars. It's dangerous.
You know where he is.
Yeah, I grew up in these streets. It is what it is. It's a lot more dangerous than when I was a kid, but
More cars, more everything.
it's less cars at night. You know, that's my only thing. I turn my flashers on. Take my chances. Let's see. I think that's pretty. Not sure what else I can. Not necessarily for North Utica.
We'll cover everything. Now, how about Leland Ave?
Oh, so Leland Ave, yeah. Jeez. Well, at one point we were in this building having a meeting with the state, and I had said, "Oh, we should have a collaborative on Leland Ave. You guys fix the bridges, we'll fix the road." Paving came back 4.4 million, 4.1 million. I only have 3.2 million to spend on Millerville. In that board meeting, we were like, well, we're going to put money into this, and all this new traffic that might, even though it's not a true detour, we know it's going to end up a quasi detour. And we're going to end up destroying it and redo the road again with all the heavy trucks. So, as the board, we voted that we were going to remove Leland this year from being paved. So that's what happened. Instead of, originally it was, the conversation was, let's bring the county in, let's bring the state in, and work the city. And the three of us, because the county has the treatment, they have waste management down there. The state owns a bunch of bridges, and we own that portions of the blacktop, the roads. We bring fire trucks down there. We know buses go down there. Just didn't make it. Didn't make it is the answer. It's the straight answer. Didn't make it to the cut this year. I have other residential roads that I needed to fix. And money only went so far. I am fully leaned off of my paving list. And I failed to tell the state.
Oh, no.
I know you already know, but when I made the decision for it, I didn't reach out to you guys. I'm a little upset about that. I really was hoping to do it, but for a good reason. Whatever we put down there is going to destroy it, and we're going to be investing again. And now I'm really pissed and wings. Which is worse? I'm not sure which one would be worse. So I pulled it, and I paved other streets.
Question, change subject on paving is, so what's going on with the firehouse itself?
Yeah. Yesterday we just got the chloride test back for what's in the concrete. Having our board of contracts today, met with board of contracts, I told them, here's the designs that we have to do shoring. We're gonna do shoring on all of the concrete, so we can get the trucks back in and open it back up. This is only a temporary Band-Aid. The conversation is, not even really put together yet, but something like $8 million to renovate that building that will not fit our needs. As apparatus has gotten heavier, now you need decon rooms. Regulations around firefighters has grown to protect them. And that house doesn't offer most of what we need. So, we had a study done, we had ATL come in and test the concrete, check the chloride levels. We had Wendell, an architect from, these guys came out of the Rochester area, structural crew, come in and take a structural analysis. They put a design together for us to put shoring posts up. In certain areas, we're currently going to put that out to bid to get a contractor. The city is bonding for the money to fix it. As a Band-Aid, we know this is a year or 2, 3, but we got to find some land. We were talking about behind the bowling alley. I guess the lady that owns that doesn't want to sell. The conversation about eminent domain. Now so that is a little bit above my pay grade at the moment. Detail wise, I can't speak on. We just got the test back. I'm putting out the shoring bid currently. That'll come back, and we're hoping within a month we're going to have the house back open. It's 3 weeks for the bid minimum, and then award. We try to do 2 weeks on an award. Every board meeting is on a Thursday, so if I get the bids in this Thursday, next Thursday we're hoping to have movement shortly. They do use the house. They are still using the house. We just can't let them park the fire trucks inside. That's the biggest. That floor was built for 30,000 pound truck, 2 30,000 pound trucks. The one truck that we just bought is 70,000 pounds already just by itself. So we're working, and it's not the first renovation that house has had. They had scuttle holes that they filled many years ago. Well, now those scuttle holes have taken on water, have corrosion from salt, and they're deteriorating. So that's really what started to flag it. And then one of the firemen called me. They heard a crack in the floor when they were backing in. So I met with the fire department. Decided we should probably, for safety reasons, so we don't end up with the fire truck in the basement, get temporary shoring in here. Start a discussion of where do we go next, what house can we use next. That house services all of East Utica. It overlaps into West Utica, and all of South Utica. Sorry, all of South Utica overlaps into East Utica and overlaps into West Utica.
Just a month.
Maybe did I? Check. Nope, I'm just talking about it. So that house services a great area, and is one of the busiest houses we have. So minus LA Square, which is the busiest, right? So it's important. It's definitely important, but a house in that location is a huge need for the city, just because of how much it can reach out and get.
What are they going to put where the boat with the panoramic.
I'm not really sure. That's urban renewal and the mayor. They're kind of working out that portion of it, the revitalization aspect of it. It doesn't come to my desk until now they need implementation, right? I get a little bit of front end design is how much is the volume for sewers? What's the infrastructure underneath look like, etc. How are we managing waters? Those type of things. But not until it needs to actually go to construction do I fully get involved. So at the moment, I believe it's all in some planning stage. Those aren't the meetings I'm sitting in. And to be bluntly honest.
Any more questions?
All right. Thank you for your time. I took my notes.
Okay, thank you. The last three numbers are 337. You got 337. All right, that concludes our meeting. Next month, we got representatives from the Red Cross coming, talk about the programs they have. In September, we got candidates of a meet and greet for the 119th Assembly District, John Light and Michael Gentile. And in October, we're going to have the judicial candidates for Circuit Court, Family Court, and the Fifth Circuit Supreme Court. That's about it. Anybody else have any questions? Or all right, see you in a month.